For over 20 years, One Piece fans have been looking for Joy Boy in the wrong place. Everyone waiting for a reincarnation, an inherited will, a symbol. But what if Joy Boy never needed to come back, because he never left? What if, right now, in this exact moment, he's laughing, eating meat, and sailing next to Zoro and Nami with absolutely no idea who he already was? Stay with me here, because chapter 1188 might have just confirmed this. And if I'm right, the ending of One Piece isn't going to be about finding Joy Boy. It's going to be about Luffy discovering he's already the beginning of everything. What's up, Worst Generation? Let's figure out why Oda might be hiding a time loop right under our noses. Before any theory, let's start with what's already canon. Joy Boy was born in the Ancient Kingdom, during the Void Century, the 100 years erased from official history. He's remembered as the hero who brought freedom and smiles, and who made a promise to the Fishman race that he couldn't keep on Fishman Island. We know Nico Robin, while decoding the poneglyphs, found records of this hero. We know the prophecy says Joy Boy would return 800 years after the fall of the Ancient Kingdom. And those 800 years have already passed. And we know, thanks to the awakening of the Nika fruit, that Luffy is officially called Joy Boy by the people of the Void Century in the present. So far, all expected. Luffy earns the title by awakening the fruit. That's the simple explanation, the one any fan would accept without a second thought. But here's the detail almost everyone skipped. In chapter 1188, Oda shows us, for the first time, a direct conversation between Imu and the original Joy Boy, during the Void Century itself. And that conversation doesn't line up with the simple explanation. Wait, wasn't this just supposed to confirm what we already knew? This is exactly where things start getting strange. First point, the format of this conversation. It's not a Den Den Mushi, it's a transmission full of static, unlike any call we've seen in 1188 chapters of history. And here's something interesting. The world nobles wear astronaut suits. The mural Enel finds on the moon shows migration between planets. O'Hara's globe has other planets drawn on it. Put those pieces together, and the old gods came from space theory suddenly doesn't sound so crazy. This strange call might literally be a communication between the blue planet and another world. Second point, and this is the one that made me reread it 3 times. In the original Japanese, both Joy Boy and Imu speak like 10-year-old children. But the speech patterns are different. Imu sounds educated, almost aristocratic. Joy Boy speaks bluntly, casually, with no formality. That already sounds like someone, doesn't it? And it doesn't stop there. Joy Boy ends his lines with 3 exclamation points. Imu with 2. He's literally speaking louder. If you've ever watched Luffy yell anything in the last 1,100 chapters, you know exactly what energy that is. And here's the clue almost nobody talked about. When Imu asks who he is, Joy Boy hesitates, pauses, and only then answers, "I am Joy Boy." A pause to say his own name. That's the kind of detail that only exists if Joy Boy isn't quite his name. And there's one more layer, chapter 1188 is titled Answer. Chapter 1108, Vegapunk's broadcast, is titled Answer the World. Coincidence? Maybe. But Oda doesn't usually repeat title words for no reason. And this might be where Oda left his biggest clue of all. Let's build the case like a lawyer would, piece by piece. First, there's already a confirmed fruit tied to time, the Toki Toki Fruit, belonging to Toki, Momonosuke's mother, an ally of the Ancient Kingdom. Oda made it clear this fruit only sends people to the future. So far, no traveling to the past. But Toki knew the exact year Joy Boy would return. She knew her son would be essential to that arrival. It's written in her diary. How could someone 800 years earlier know a specific year with that precision? Unless someone wrote that information down there in the first place, and it doesn't stop there. Oda had the Straw Hats. Given Nolan's diary, the same diary that reveals the story takes place in the year 1542. Why bother giving us that exact date if it wasn't going to matter later? Now here's the point that changes everything. Devil fruit awakenings open up possibilities the fruit's base form doesn't allow. And the name of this fruit isn't future fruit, it's the fruit of time. If Nika's awakening expanded the limits of what Luffy can do with rubber, why wouldn't the time fruit's awakening expand the limits of Toki or any future user to include the past? Add to that Dr. Vegapunk himself, who is, without a doubt, Oda's version of Einstein, the physicist who worked precisely on space-time continuum theories. It's no accident that One Piece's scientific genius shows up right in the saga dealing with the world's biggest secret. And there's an inscription in the Zunesha ruins, back in chapter 272, that gains a whole new meaning with this theory. Keep your motives locked in your heart, tell no one. We are the ones who will weave history with the Great Bell. Ringing the bell is exactly what Luffy did against Enel. And keep it in your heart, tell no one, sounds exactly like how Robin treats everything she reads on the poneglyphs. Maybe this isn't just any message. Maybe it's a note from someone to their own future self. But here's the detail nobody talks about enough. Joy Boy's voice in the anime was handpicked. And guess who it is? The very first voice actress to ever voice Luffy, from a 1998 OVA before the anime even officially started. Think about that. Out of thousands of possible voices, Oda and the team specifically chose the first voice Luffy ever had to bring Joy Boy to life. That changes everything, and suddenly, a completely different picture emerges. The silhouette of Nika and Joy Boy doing the exact same dance Luffy did in Scipia. Same outfit, same pose, same crooked smile that shows up every time Roger is remembered in the past. I'll be honest, I always turned my nose up at time travel theories. They usually break the story's own logic. But here, Oda seems to have left a path with no paradox. It's not going to the past and coming back. It's a loop. Luffy dies in the Void Century as Joy Boy. The Nika fruit is reborn, and the story repeats until someone breaks the cycle. If this is true, everything changes going forward. Every poneglyph Robin reads could be a message that she herself, or someone from the future, left for the present. Every prophecy about Joy Boy's return might not be prophecy at all. It might be memory. Think about what this does to Imu. If Imu knew Joy Boy when they were both children, and spent 800 years alone waiting for a reunion that never came, that completely rewrites the reason behind Imu's hatred of the D. It's not just about power, it could be about abandonment. And think about Elbaf. If the Void Century still gets shown, whether in flashback or live, every moment will carry the extra weight of knowing we might be watching Luffy himself, 800 years before he was born a second time. This is the kind of thing that separates people who watch passively from people who are really tracking every clue. You, right now, know a connection almost nobody else bothered to piece together. Put it all together. Joy Boy, hesitating to say his own name. The hand-picked voice actress. The childlike speech pattern. The title, Answer, echoing Answer the World. The Zunesha inscription about weaving history. The time fruit, whose name was never future fruit. None of these clues prove anything on their own. But together, they form a pattern that's hard to ignore. Luffy might not be destined to become Joy Boy. He might already have been. Personally, I think Oda has been building this since Toki first showed up in Wano. And if I'm right, the moment this gets confirmed is going to break the fandom in half. If this theory is right, every future conversation between Imu and Joy Boy needs to be read with different eyes. But I want to know what you think. Did Oda plan this from the start? Or is this just one giant coincidence that lines up too well? Drop your theory in the comments. And if you want to go deeper on the time fruit and Toki's role in all this, the next video is linked right here.